President Donald Trump embarks Monday on the first major international trip of his second term, an opportunity to shore up relations with a trio of key Middle Eastern allies and prove his might as a dealmaker on the world stage. Arriving in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, on Tuesday with stops in Doha, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, later in the week, the trip echoes Trump's first international foray in 2017. Now, 8 years later, President Trump will return to reemphasize his continued vision for a proud, prosperous, and successful Middle East, where the United States and Middle Eastern nations are in cooperative relationships, and where extremism is defeated in place of commerce and cultural exchanges, Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt told reporters, casting the trip as a historic return to the Middle East. But much has changed in the global and economic world order since Trump's first-term sojourn. The president has dramatically reimagined and reshaped the U.S. role in the world in his first months in office, and the Russia-Ukraine and Israel-Hamas wars have upended stability in Europe and the Middle East. Still, the trip offers Trump the chance to notch a few economic wins, revel in the pomp and circumstance of presidential visits, and highlight deepening partnerships. And what goes unmentioned on the trip may prove just as important as what is said. Here's what we'll be watching on Trump's first big trip abroad. Pomp and circumstance. Trump's counterparts are likely to roll out the literal and figurative red carpet for the American president. In 2017, Trump's likeness was projected onto the side of the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Riyadh, and there could be similar efforts to welcome the American president this time by world leaders seen as friendly to the Trump administration. This is his happy place. His hosts will be generous and hospitable. They'll be keen to make deals. They'll flatter him and not criticize him. And they'll treat his family members as past and future business partners, said John Alterman, director of the Middle East program at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Trump is also expected to visit with service members at the U.S. Air Base in Qatar, Leavitt said. During the president's 2017 trip to Saudi Arabia, an image of the Trump, Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and Saudi Arabian King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud holding a glowing orb at a counterterrorism center in Riyadh spawned memes around the world. It remains to be seen what this trip's orb might be. The president's top priority this week is to procure economic agreements with Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates that would enhance their investments in America, multiple Trump administration officials said. The main purpose of the trip will be to give the president some wins. Trade and investment deals will be announced that will burnish the president's image as a negotiator. Big numbers will emerge. Precedents will be established with applicability to the rest of the world, Alterman said, predicting some deals in the artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency spheres. Experts expect Trump to pressure his counterparts to bring down the price of oil, an effort by the president to make good on a key campaign promise to lower everyday costs, though it's unclear how much progress could be made on this front. There's also the broader symbolism of the trip, highlighting the close ties and alliances between the countries and the Trump administration, particularly as diplomatic mediators with foreign adversaries. Qatar, for instance, has been a key mediator between Israel, Hamas, and the U.S. as the Trump administration pushes for a hostage release and ceasefire deal. And Saudi Arabia has been a key interlocutor with Russia as Trump's team pushes for an end to the war in Ukraine. The Trump administration is also expected to soon accept a luxury plane from the Qatari royal family that will be retrofitted and used as Air Force One during the president's second term, according to two people familiar with the agreement. Following reports on the jet, Trump said Sunday night that the Defense Department plans to accept a Boeing 747-8 to replace Air Force One as a gift, free of charge. Given the massive value of a Boeing 747-8, the move is unprecedented and raises substantial ethical and legal questions. A Qatari official said the plane is technically being gifted from the Qatari Ministry of Defense to the Pentagon, describing it as a government-to-government transaction instead of a personal one. The trip comes at a critical moment for U.S. nuclear talks with Iran, led by Trump's envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, who has emerged as a top advisor and diplomat. Witkoff led a fourth round of high-stakes talks with his Iranian counterparts in Oman on Sunday.